Welcome back. It's time for the roundtable. This week, the Supreme Court issued a major ruling upholding Obamacare. That sent healthcare stocks sharply higher. But what will it mean overall for the business community? And a sobering announcement from Maryland Governor Larry Hogan that he's battling an aggressive form of cancer. Still with his humor intact, the governor vowed he will keep fighting on for his agenda while he undergoes treatment. And this week, there's lots of talk about whether tech stocks are growing old and ready to decline. But the Washington tech world seems to be thriving. Here for a reality check, two top business leaders in the Washington region. One of our regulars, Jim Dinniger, President and CEO of the Greater Washington Board of Trade, and Al Noshervani, CEO of Soft Inc. And before he became too old, one of the Washington Business Journal's 40 Under 40. Gentlemen, welcome to you both. Al, I'm going to start with you now that you're the seasoned, wise old man and no longer 40 under 40. Are tech stocks getting too old? Are we about to see some type of bubble bursting in technology?
You know, I think certain tech stocks could be getting a little bit old. Certainly seeing companies like Amazon that continuously burn cash is a testament to that. But I think generally speaking, there's enough happening in the tech sector. Certainly around wearable technologies. The Fitbit IPO was this week. One of our competitive companies, MindBody's IPO was this week. I think that tech stocks will change, but they're not going to lose their luster.
Well, now that you're one of the grizzled old men of tech startups here in the Washington community, let's talk about MotionSoft, the company you oversee, a software development company. Tell us a couple of the things. You do a lot of different things and you have a lot of different clients, but what are some of the main things that you do?
Yeah, so MotionSoft is primarily an ERP/CRM software provider for consumer-based businesses that define their relationship with their constituency, their customers, their members by some sort of a recurring payment. So we're a payments company as well.
So for example, a gym membership, Equinox,
yeah,
things like that. You help them get people in and out the door effectively and efficiently.
That's right. We help them get in and out the door, and we also make sure that the members pay their bills every month.
The bills get paid. Jim Dinniger, you deal with all types of Washington business, the older, wiser businesses and the young tech startup. We've been talking a lot about how DC has become a startup town. Are we overinflating the importance of that sector in our economy? Is it a healthy and growing sector for us?
I don't think we're overinflating it. It is the new shiny object, and I think we need to be careful about so much attention there and not enough on a lot of what's brought us here. You know, this deal with Pepco and Exelon, that's a big deal and a boost to the economy, also to the effectiveness and the reliability of really the power companies here. There's a lot of change going on in power. You're watching Elon Musk, that's technology. This battery power, that's a transformational piece that maybe brings even more solar to this region. The thing about the tech community here is that it's still split up. It seems to be everywhere, and yet there's not a Menlo Park. There's not a one focused area of tech startups or the community. It's kind of scattered. We've got a Silicon
Alley, but we don't have a Silicon Valley. But I think, to me, in looking at it and seeing things like 1776, and Al, you're a very active member of Mindshare, this really great group of Northern Virginia tech leaders who collaborate. And I love the way the business world in technology is constantly collaborating. Instead of being silos and instead of seeming to try and see everyone as the competition, they're all helping each other. I see it, Jim, as a way to at least rebuild DC's reputation, not rebuild, we never had it, to make us look like an innovative town when before we've been seen as such a town that's stuck in its old ways.
Well, I think that it is DC and Maryland and Virginia bringing them together, and actually if the mayor in the district really wants to get something going innovative over at St. Elizabeth's or at Walter Reed or someplace else, really act as a catalyst, put some money into it, bring people together and even have more of a base. They are scattered. You've got 1776, they're a stronghold, and now in part of Northern Virginia over at Crystal City, Mindshare, you've got other groups. They're all in different counties working within their own incubators and the rest, but candidly, we don't compete as well as we could if we banded together even better.
Amen. I'm always saying that. Ali, you did benefit from a program that Governor O'Malley set up, a venture capital fund for Maryland. They gave you some money recently. Tell us about some of the ways that you see government being an asset and what are still some of the problems.
Yeah, we did a round as part of our Series B with Choose Maryland. Tom Dan over at their office was great at sort of spearheading an effort in participating in our Series B. And I think that Governor Hogan has also been involved in setting up the Economic Development Fund. I think it's called TEDCO. And they've done a bunch of investment in startups to help some of these companies that need seed capital. They're sort of high-risk investors, so even the angel community is reluctant to get involved because they don't have a product yet. It's really an idea that's fermenting. But I think the government can continue to help. We work with the Rockville Economic Development Corporation. They've been able to do things, even for companies our size that are a little bit later stage. We've been able to rely on them to move paperwork and things as we move within the community.
I've taken up the bulk of our time talking about technology, and I wanted to, but I want to hit quickly on a couple of other topics. Governor Hogan, the announcement from him that he's battling cancer. Jim, so funny during his press conference, so candid, though, about the treatment. Any concerns from the business community that the agenda items he's going to be fighting for may have to take a back seat during his treatment? Well,
concerns are first and foremost for him and his family, and certainly for all Marylanders. We're all Marylanders with this announcement and wishing him the best. There are concerns about what's next as it relates to his treatment and how capable will he be of governing in terms of his availability, and certainly then you have the lieutenant governor. And so while it's way premature to be looking at sort of the Constitution of Maryland, I think that there really does need to be a clear path of who's going to be in charge, when will the decisions be issued on things like Purple Line and the rest. All of those take a pretty good amount of activity out of the governor's office. He's got a great team. It's not just him. We wish him the best.
We're out of time, but we have to put a final period on this sentence with health care and the Supreme Court ruling. Obamacare will remain the law of the land. Jim Dinegar, good or bad for the business community, quickly?
Well, I think it would have been very, very, very disruptive if the Supreme Court had overturned it trying to get this back in the bag. And so love it or hate it, and there are people on all sides of that, it is what it is, and people will be dealing with it. I think it settles things down. There's a clear path forward.
Better the devil we know than the devil we don't. Al, as a business owner, you're getting to know, is it devil or is it a saint when it comes to healthcare solutions?
Look, on a personal level, I'm a supporter, but I feel like it's become a little bit of a scapegoat for the insurance companies, and they continue to raise our rates.
And they use that as the example. Okay, good to know. Thank you both for joining us this week on Washington Business Report.